Ben here from Gravel Throat Reviews. I want to go over the brand new, just dropped yesterday, I believe, Kendrick Lamar album, GNX. I will say my opinion changed quite a bit after reviewing this and really spending a lot of time with each song. I feel like that's something you kind of have to do with Kendrick because there's a lot of layers, like an onion, and he's very crafty. Um, but yeah, let's get into the review. All right, the first song is called Whacked Out Murals, and it sees Kendrick in a bit of an angry and vengeful mood. Someone did some graffiti over his mural in LA, the mural of his face, and he kind of talks about that on this song. And he also says how love and hate is eventually going to come to anyone who's in the spotlight, and that just comes with the territory. He expresses sadness over somehow disappointing Lil Wayne after being a big fan. The rest of the song sees Kendrick settling the score with his opposition, and he makes a lot of good points in his own defense. The beat is a banger with some airy pads and some minimalistic synths. There are some Spanish samples that pop up from time to time as well. I love how this song starts out mellow and then progressively gets bigger and bigger. Doing that really creates tension. And it gets released when the beat finally drops around the 2 minute mark. I love this song. I love it more after I really drilled into it a little farther. At first, I didn't like it a whole lot, but yeah, this song is a 7 out of 10 for me. The second song is called Squabble Up. Squabble Up is an instant palate cleanser. This is a good idea to relieve the tension after such a very serious and angry opener. Kind of just ease a little bit back into the album. This song is a sample of a remake of Debbie Deb's 1983 hit, When I Hear Music. When I hear music, it makes me dance. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting choice to make for this album, but I think it's kind of cool because it's unexpected. Yeah, this is a fun track. Kendrick literally says, I feel good in this song. This track is energetic, and I couldn't help but bob my head to it. It's a pretty cool song, 7 out of 10 for me. All right, the next song is called Luther. This is a slow burner with a cinematic strings, some charming guest duets in the background. Gives it a mellow kind of 90s R&B vibe. There's some beautiful guitars. Spanish guitars, and the pre-chorus is absolutely beautiful. I love how Kendrick goes back and forth with the guest vocalist, trading off bars and creating a very dynamic and interesting feel. The song is super catchy, and it's kind of lush, it's kind of romantic. I love this track. Yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. That is the song Luther. The fourth song is Man at the Garden. It starts out with some interesting percussion that sounds like it could be at home on Sting's hit In the Air of the Night, or In the Air of Tonight, excuse me. And I mean that in a good way. The song sees Kendrick talking about all the hard work he's done and how he still gets hated on by people who only see the surface level. There are some beautiful keys that come in around the halfway point. I love the vocal chants in the background, and the bass tone is very round and effective. Man in the Garden is a very introspective song, and it's meditative and angelic. The end swells up and creates a palatable tension that is very satisfying. Yeah, it's a good song. It's a 6.5 out of 10 for me. And the fifth song is Hey Now. And it starts off with some very interesting reverb percussion and a heavy 808. There's a slight chirpy synth in the background. Kendrick's vocals start out as a whisper, then progressively get louder and louder. That creates a rise in energy. There are some great orchestral sweeps in this song as well around the midpoint. Kendrick trades off verses with Dottie Six, who bring that weird off-time delivery that not a whole lot of rappers do well. I think the only ones that come to mind that do well are like BLP, Kosher, and Blueface. The end is the singing chorus by Kendrick. It sounds kind of like a Drake chorus. Maybe that's intentional. I don't know. This song is a 6 out of 10 for me. It's pretty good. Now we get to the real heat. my friends. This sixth song is called Reincarnated. It comes in with some fast moving and lush piano arpeggios and a robust bass tone. Kendrick's delivery on this song is insane. It's passionate, it's energetic. It reminds me of Tupac's Hit 'Em Up. Um, he breathes fire up and down this track. It's absolutely sick. Kendrick talks about his struggles with drugs, family, and the pressure of life in Compton, California. He goes back and forth with himself uh, um, on the realities of existing as a famous person and a role model. The rest of the song is like Kendrick quantum leaping into different aspects of his own personality and talking to that person in the mirror. It's a brilliant concept. There are some strings and pianos that break up the tension. Yeah, the song is incredible. Probably one of my favorites. It's a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, the seventh song is TV is Off. TV is Off is a lumbering track with synths that swing back and forth in the background. Kendrick talks about how ridiculous some of the TV culture is, and how there isn't enough good people left to influence the incoming generation. This is a solid track, probably my least favorite so far, though. It's still pretty good. I give it a 5 out of 10. The eighth song is Dodger Blue. Dodger Blue starts off with some 70s talk box flavor, Kendrick delivering a smooth, subdued flow that criticizes some people that are hating on LA, some of which have lived there and some of which who don't. The chorus uses a 90s R&B inspired ballad type of delivery. Kendrick talks about how most people that visit LA don't see the truth to LA and the different communities. Um, and they develop an opinion of LA based on a very limited understanding of the city. So it's a track about exposing the realities of LA. It's a great song. It's deep. It's smooth. It's good vibes. It's 7 out of 10. The ninth song is Peekaboo. It begins with a soul sample that kind of urges people to give a helping hand to your fellow man. I don't really see how it ties in with the song. But yeah, the meat of the track is just him kind of bragging and talking about the typical rap subjects, money, cars, etc. I'm not really feeling this song, especially the features. Yeah, I don't know why this song's on the album. I definitely could have done without it. Not much else to say. It's a 2 out of 10. The 10th song is Heart Part 6. I love the song. This track leads off with a lush, uplifting production that breathes some relief and joy into the record. I love the Spanish guitar section and the pad section, really nice and lovely. Kendrick talks about, well, he tells a little story about recording music back in his younger days. It's kind of interesting to get a little window into his becoming of an artist. He pays homage to Ab Soul and talks about how Kendrick was influenced by him. He tells a few more stories about some other artists in the community that were in his circle. The chorus is uplifting and beautiful with some chill 90s R&B nostalgia. Kendrick is such a good storyteller. He just paints the picture so well. I won't give any more spoilers because there's a lot of cool stories in this song. Definitely check out this song. It's a 8 out of 10. Such a good song. The 11th song is GNX, the title track, which is confusing. GNX starts out with a rigid piano riff, angular piano riff. Kendrick brings some interesting vocal dynamics, but the feature kills the momentum, and the production is very inspiring. It's kind of repetitive. Yeah, I don't like the song that much. This is a 3 out of 10. The last song is Gloria. It's a lofty little smoky ballad with Kendrick singing about a lost love interest. It's kind of hard to tell whether he's talking about his gun or his woman because he kind of makes references to both. The beat is slow and dramatic with some Spanish guitar and some soft bongos in the background. The end of this song sees Kendrick admit that he was referencing his pen the whole time, which is kind of interesting. So he was talking about all three, his woman, his gun, and his pen, all in the same context. It's pretty brilliant. He's very intelligent. I love this track. That's an 8 out of 10. Yeah, so in conclusion, reviewing this album really changed my mind on how I felt about it after the first listen. Initially, I thought there was only 3 songs I liked, but there's a lot more that I like now. Kendrick really delivers his tension, emotion. He knows how to create it. The vocal inflections are very interesting. He uses a lot of retro nostalgia from the 70s and 90s to relate to you and combines it with new ideas and modern concepts. My top 3 songs are Reincarnated, Heart Part 6, and Gloria. Yeah, this is a great album. I love it. It was super fun to review it. I definitely give it a 9 out of 10. That's a 9 out of 10 for the new Kendrick Lamar album, GNX. Ben from Gravel Throat Reviews, thanks for sticking with me on this long form. See you in the next one.